What's up, everybody that is here early? If you can, just go ahead and let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. And Merry Christmas to everyone that is saying Merry Christmas in the chat. Do appreciate all of the kind words. What's up, Ted? Happy to have you. Thank you, Ted. I appreciate it. I'm going to step away for just a second. I'm going to let the music keep going, and I'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? It looks like we're going to be getting started here in about 7 minutes. So, for those of you that are here early, thank you for being here, Sue. Thank you for being here, Britt. Thank you for being here, Magnus. Thank you for being here Monday. David, Tim, like all of you that are here early. There's been a lot going on in the chat, so I'm just going back and catching up on the chat, so I appreciate it. Welcome, Matt West. Welcome, Gary. Welcome, June. Margaret can hear me loud and clear. Thank you very much. Welcome, Jamie. Thank you. You might have noticed I've changed my mic back to my older mic because I went and listened to last week's video, and I wasn't a fan of when I turned sideways. My voice didn't pick up very clearly. I think this mic does a better job, so we're going to use this one. What's everybody up to this week? Matt, I do not know. I looked into that actually, but I don't know the answer. I wasn't able to figure it out myself. I can reach out to my developer though and see if they can figure it out, and then I can post in an Alphapreneur so you know. I agree, Sue. What is up, Beth? Beth, how long do you think you're going to be sticking around? June, it is going to be a great topic for today. I agree. You're welcome, Matt. I'll let you know. Also, when I do find out, Matt, and I post it in Alphapreneur, I'll tag you so that way you get an alert about it. By the way, are you using Ghost, or are you just like experimenting with it right now? No problem, Beth. This today's Monday meeting will probably be a little shorter than most, just because it's a much needed topic going into the new year that I just wanted to cover, and so we're going to cover it going into the going into the new year. But it's not going to be super intense like last week. By the way, Matt, what do you think of Alphapreneur? I see you're a new member. Be honest. Awesome, Matt. What do you like most about it? If you like it now, you're gonna be your socks are gonna be knocked off when you see what I'm gonna be sharing with everyone today. Welcome aboard, Jazz. Thank you for making it. For those of you that are just getting in, we're gonna get it started here in about 2.5 minutes. Jazz, I hope you're gonna make it to the end also. What's up, Alberto? Thank you for showing up. Digging the profile pic, by the way. Definitely, Brit. I think everybody should. I think everybody can see it in the U.S. tonight. What's up, Luke? I don't have any jingle juice. I've got a bottle of water though. Jingle juice. That'd be a good name for a product. Awesome, Matt. Thank you. By the way, how did you find out about everything that I've going on with Alphapreneur? Were you did you see someone else talking about it? Did you come in through like doing a search on Google? Did you find the videos on YouTube? I'm always curious, people that are new and signing up, how they found this whole world that I've been building for everybody. And thank you for being honest. Yeah, I didn't go out and look for it last night. I didn't know you could see it last night. Margaret says she saw the Christmas star last night. Oh, that's awesome, Matt. So you've been around for a while then. I appreciate it. All right, everyone. It looks like we are here at the top of the hour. So let me jump over to my camera and welcome you all. I want to thank you for being here at Monday meeting number 13. We're going on 13 weeks of this now, which is awesome. I feel like every Monday meeting is getting better and better, and there's more of you that are starting to come on. I'm seeing a lot of you that were new a couple weeks ago. I see that you're always showing up now every Monday, so I appreciate it. I guess that means that the Monday meetings are helpful, so that's always a plus. And I just want to do a big shout out to everyone that is here live. Frank is saying hello, all Alphapreneurs. So thank you, Frank, for being here. Matt I was asking Matt West what he likes about Alphapreneur, and he says, you being your authentic, down to earth self, plus what you teach sparks my creativity to build online businesses. So appreciate it, Matt. Your comment right there is one of the biggest reasons why I do what I do, is because exactly what you said is why I do what I do. So I'm glad that you said that. I really do appreciate it. We have Luke coming in from the UK. We have Britt that's here. We have Alberto. We've got Jazz. We've got Beth. We have Matt again. We've got Margaret. We've got Sue. We've got June. We've got a packed house. So everyone, Magnus, Ted, all the regulars are here. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Marvin just got in. Eli's from Israel. Thank you so much, Eli and Marvin, for taking time out of your day to be here, as well as everybody else. So let's just go ahead and dive right into today's Monday meeting. It's going to be a little shorter than most, because the previous Monday meeting was a full-on, hands-on, interactive training, and that was actually done as an experiment for something that I wanted to try out, and that was to actually do, instead of recording trainings ahead of time and trying to make them very polished and edit out the ums and the uhs and just try to make it the best I can, I figured I'm going to try to do it live and see if the people that show up live, if they would like to interact with the training, if that training ended up being better than the polished version. And I think it did. For those of you that actually showed up and were here live, or maybe you saw the recording of it inside of Alphapreneur, let me know if you preferred seeing a training done live and have it be interactive, and if you prefer live over pre-recorded. And just let me know in the chat for you that are here if you liked it, or if you didn't like it. Just put pre-recorded if you liked seeing my trainings that are all pre-done, where I'm doing the editing and trying to, just try to polish them up. And then the ones that are live, or the one I did last week that was live, do you prefer live over pre-recorded? Because that's really going to set up what I'm going to be doing moving into the new year. And I'm going to share all of that with all of you today, because there's actually, and by the way, please take a minute and let me know in the chat. Just type in live or pre-recorded, because I would like to pull up and just feature all of your comments right now and spotlight all of you that are taking time to give me some feedback. So I do appreciate it. Let me take a look here at the chat before we move forward. And also I messed around with my settings for the sizing of things. So I need to make the font a little bigger for whenever I pop up comments. So June says live. Alberto says live and recorded to go back. I'm glad you mentioned that, because yeah, when I do trainings in the future and I do them live, anyone that wants to show up can just show up. So that way I can have interaction and do comments and all that. But to go back, I will make sure that I record the live sessions and make the recordings available inside of Alphapreneur, so that way you get the best of both worlds. You get the live interaction, even if you're watching the recording. But it's going to be, I'll warn you now, when I do live trainings, they're going to be a lot longer in format, because there is no editing and cutting and all of that. And some of you that have seen me teach live know that I can tend to kind of go on my little rants from time to time and share a lot of things that I normally would not share, and it's all because of the live interaction. So I appreciate all of that. Britt says live is good. Sue says, I prefer live over pre-recorded. However, with all the breaks, it takes longer to get through it. Yes, that is true. It takes longer to get through it, but I think live is more beneficial to you in the end, because if you have ever bought courses from somebody else before, which I have, I spent hundreds of $1,000s on courses over my career. And if you've bought courses from people, you probably have very rarely, if ever, have seen someone teach live, because they like to do the teaching privately, which I used to forever, teach privately. So that way they can edit out all the things that they don't want people to see, or, maybe they didn't like the camera angle on one shot. But I feel like doing live just makes it even more authentic and more engaging and more exciting than actually seeing a pre-recorded. Margaret says last week's Monday meeting was excellent. I felt more part of it, so live is best for me. Jamie says live. Gary's like either format is fine. Gary just wants some training. Limo Jim says live is good and more natural. Definitely live. Good. So thank you, Frank. Frank says you shine best after the jitters. I was really nervous. Actually, last week was the most nervous I was ever on being on camera and going live, because that was the first time I've ever done a live training in a live format. So I didn't know what to expect. I've never seen anyone else do what I did last week. So I didn't have anything to like go off of. So I was really nervous last week, but about halfway through it, the jitters kind of went away and I felt okay. So moving forward, I think I'm going to do fine. Mary Kay says live. Thank you, Mary Kay. Ted says you're always current, so whatever works best for you. Authenticity is key. Love it. Good. So it looks like the general, the general majority vote is live, which is great. So you're all in for a treat with what I'm going to be sharing with you today. In today's Monday meeting, to go over the agenda, we're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about, really inside of Alphapreneur. I'm getting if you haven't noticed already, there's a lot of new people coming into Alphapreneur right now. And I think it has a lot to do with going into the new year. People have new goals. They've got, they want to get started with a fresh start. So they want to try something new. So there's a lot of people coming in that you probably have never seen before, which is great. But the problem, whenever you have a lot of new people coming into something like Alphapreneur, there's going to be more questions, and there's going to be more support that's going to be having to be given out. There's going to be more hand holding, which is great. Sorry, my left eye is very itchy and watery. So there's going to be a lot going on. So I figured what I wanted to do, I've been helping a lot of people one-on-one whenever they message me, or I see that they're really reaching out for help inside of Alphapreneur. And no matter how much I've tried to create videos and like private tour videos and start here videos, people seem to still feel a little confused or lost. So I wanted to make this Monday meeting all about showing you like where to start in Alphapreneur, because it doesn't matter if you're just getting started, you have no experience doing anything online before, this is your first time building a business. This is going to help you. If you're maybe have dabbled around, maybe you've built some things before, but nothing's ever really taken off, and you kind of want a fresh start going into the new year, I'm going to show you how this can help you. And then if you're, scaling a business, maybe you already have a successful business and you're just looking for new inspiration and creativity, I'm going to show you how, this can help you as well. So that really comes down to just showing you like where to start. Then we're going to talk about what to focus on, because there's a lot going on in Alphapreneur. So I want to show you what to focus on, and then how to leverage both of those, where to start and what to focus on, to really reach your goals. So you're going to see how you can reach your goals. And then we're going to get into live Q&A. So Russ has finally made it to the party, and hello everyone. Welcome, Russ. I appreciate you making it. So thank you. So let's go ahead and jump into where to start. And this is going to be where to start inside of Alphapreneur. So I'm going to walk you through, there's like a big surprise that I want to share with you, and a big gift that I want to open for you on camera, but I'm wondering if I should do it now. I've been going back and forth on this, trying to think about, should I show you now or should I show you after I go through this agenda? Let's save it for a little bit. Maybe I'll show you when we're in the middle of the agenda. So where to start? Right now in Alphapreneur, when you go in there, Luke says now. Now I'll make sure, I'm going to try to make sure I shared it at the perfect time. But it's a gift for all of you that I think you're really going to appreciate, and it's going to really help all of you out. So for now, I want to walk you through like where to start in Alphapreneur, because that's the very top of the agenda. Because again, for anyone that's new and just getting started, they don't know where to start. And I know that because they're going in here. Like for instance, if I scroll down, I just answered someone a little earlier in the strategy section. He posted no clue. And he says, I don't know what's going on. So when I see people saying this, I know that I need to do a better job explaining where to start in Alphapreneur. And because I don't want people coming in and say, I don't know what's going on here, because that's not the way this works. So let's go ahead and just where to start. Now, if you have never started a business before, and or maybe you want to start over and just start from ground zero, and you don't want to start like your own, you don't want to create a product and deal with, building a website and doing customer support and dealing with payment processing and dealing with copywriting and conversions and all the thing, getting traffic, all the things that you need to do when you start your own business. If you don't want to do any of that, but you're just going into the new year and you'd like to make a little bit of extra money and you just want to kind of figure out this internet thing as you go, but do it with the least amount of risk, then where I recommend where you start is you go to courses, and there's a course that is being created right now, and I'm releasing new steps every Friday called the Brand Ambassador Training Program. So if you click on Brand Ambassador, and it's not showing you how to be a brand ambassador for Alphapreneur. It's showing you just how to be a brand ambassador for any brand out there that you like. So if you really love, let's say Nike, like the shirt I'm wearing, you could be a brand ambassador for Nike. If you really like Apple, you could actually be a brand ambassador for Apple. So that anyway, you don't have to like create your own business. You could actually ride on the coattails of other big businesses and brands out there and make money by just referring people to them. So most people don't know that how to even do that. So, and there's not a really good program out there until I created this one to show you how to do that. And I've been actually doing this myself for 21 years, going on 22 years now next year. And it's an incredible journey to get started as an entrepreneur. So if you're just not sure where to start, but you just want to start somewhere, this is where I recommend starting. If you want to not worry about creating your own product, your own service, your own, agency or whatever, go through this. And as far as how this works, you literally just go through the steps where like S1 is step 1. S2 is step 2. And if you click on one of these, like let's say step 1, you get started. And the way that these work is like when you go through the training, it's actually going to, at the end of the trainings, I have action steps for you to complete. And then I also ask for people to, leave a comment below the video with your, the answers and completion to your action steps. And you can see like this very first step right now in the Brand Ambassador program, there's 117 comments. So you can really get to know a lot of other members, which I think is really important with getting started with anything in Alphapreneur, is when you're actually on a page and you're learning something, find other people that are engaging in consuming the content and actually taking action on the same thing you are about to do. And then when I say reach out to them, let's say you want to reach out to Liz here, you would just click on her name, and inside of Alphapreneur, you can read about, what she does. It looks like she's a biz for creative activist. She loves, pursuing creativity. She publishes. I know she's a book publisher. So you can actually message her. You could follow her. You can reach her on all these other platforms. So there's, as far as where to start with Alphapreneur, pick a section and go really deep on that section. And I recommend starting with the courses. So the very first course, again, Brand Ambassador, if you're just getting started, you've never done anything before, just focus on that. Don't worry about all the other stuff in Alphapreneur. Don't worry about what's trends, what's swipes, what's summaries, what's resources. I'm going to get to that in a second. Just click on one thing like Brand Ambassador, bookmark this page on your browser, and then that way you come back here and you just go through all the steps. And by the time you're done with the Brand Ambassador training program, you're going to have a very successful business as a brand ambassador, because I'm sharing with you and showing you and coaching you on what I've been doing for decades. So every one of these things you see here are videos. So for instance, when you get to step 4 and we're talking about social structure, you're going to see, there's social structure, and that's a 16-minute video. So they're very step by step. Now, another thing, let's say you want to, at the time of doing this Monday meeting with everybody, we have 2 courses in here, but not for long, because I got a surprise to share with you here in a minute. But you can see there's another course that I actually sold for thousands of dollars that is available inside of Alphapreneur as well, which is called Membership Method. And this is how you can actually start a new business that is designed to produce a predictable stream of passive income by, instead of selling it, let's say you have something that you're really good at. Maybe you're good at gardening and you would love to like write a book or create a course on gardening. I actually advise against writing a book or creating a course on gardening. I would recommend building a membership site on gardening, because then you can get members and people that are like gardeners that join your membership, and then you can, what you would normally teach in a book or in a course, you just teach in your membership, and then people stick around and they pay you monthly to stick around and you to help them. So if you are really someone that feels like you have a calling to really help someone and share a skill that you're really good at, then I recommend building a membership site. So if you want to do that, then don't go down the whole rabbit hole of learning and doing all the steps is to be a brand ambassador. Click on membership method, then go to this course. And again, same thing. It's just step 1, step 2, step 3. It's very step-by-step driven, where then you can just focus on building a membership site. So that is, so those are like as far as like where to start, that is where to start in Alphapreneur. Those are like the two biggest kind of pillars in Alphapreneur right now are those two courses that are there. Until next year. So I'm going to get to that in a second, but you can see there's also, there's coaching, there's a community. So all of this stuff that you see here, like the coaching is the Monday meetings we're having right now. So you can click on Monday meetings and you can see all the previous Monday meetings are listed here. So you can go back and watch, any of the previous Monday meetings. So if you're interested in one about subscription psychology, paid newsletters, and competitors content, you could just click on that and it'll take you and you can actually watch the recording of that Monday meeting. So if I hit play on this Monday meeting was 1 hour and 54 minutes. So there's just a lot of really good content inside of Alphapreneur that'll just really kind of help you and support you along the way in whatever journey it is that you're on, at whatever stage you're in with building your business as an entrepreneur. So that's what the Monday meeting section is. And then the community, think of the community as it is right now, at the time of doing this Monday meeting, think of this as like you could just go in and out of categories and then have conversations and start topics and ask questions and get help on all of these different topics as you see it right now. So that is the community. We covered coaching, we covered courses. The only other thing is the dashboard. These are sections that I've created where I wanted to publish trend reports for Alphapreneurs because there was a lot of interest about trend reports. So I brought on a writer to do trend reports for all of you. Swipe files, there's some extra resources, book summaries, things that I thought was going to be really helpful for entrepreneurs. I created those sections to provide that extra, all those extra resources to all of you. So all those are just kind of it's like icing on the cake. So that is as far as where to start. Does this make sense for all of you? Sid, you're welcome. It's funny. Sid was reaching out because he was like, hey, can you put your last name on your email whenever you send emails to us? Because I get a lot of emails from a lot of Chris's. And he wanted to have, I didn't even, honestly, Sid, I didn't even realize that I didn't have my last name on my emails. I thought I always did. So I went and looked and it's like, sure enough, I do not. So yeah, thanks, Sid. I'm going to make sure that I always put my last name just so when you see an email come from Chris, you know it's not some random Chris. It's Chris Luck, which is me, which, I'm not some special Chris, but you just know which one it's from. So does this make sense with where to start? June says yes. Magna says yes. Leona says sure does. Lauren says, sorry if I keep wiping my eye. You know why you think my eyes bother me so much? I got this candle and I usually never have it really close to me. You want to hear a funny story? So I never have my candle on my desk, but see, this is what is it? Yankee Candle Magical Frosted Forest. But it's really close to my face. And I think it's putting off. I was doing some research and Yankee Candles use this wax it's like paraffin wax. And it's actually the same wax made out of the crayons are made out of. And that's why Yankee Candles are good candles, because soy candles, they actually burn really fast and the soy wax just melts really quick. So it has a cleaner burn, but it burns really quickly. Yankee Candles burn really slow, but I found out paraffin wax actually, when you light it, emits different toxins, and it has a lot more chemicals that's being released in the air instead of soy. So I think that's why my eyes are burning, because it's sitting on my desk. But the reason it's sitting on my desk is because look at this. See behind me? See right there is where it was sitting. I had it sitting there this morning. I'm gonna blow it out real quick. So I had it sitting there on my. Oh, great. Now there's a lot of smoke and I'm in my office and I hope I don't set off the fire alarm. if I set off the fire alarm, I do apologize. I'll probably just have to put a be back shortly notice until the fire alarm goes off. That's a lot of smoke. Usually I have a little thing that I put on top of it and it traps the smoke, but I don't know where it is. So anyway, the candle was like sitting right here behind me, but it was under this wood shelf, and I didn't realize that when the candle burns down further, I think it gets hotter. And I lit the candle this morning, and I was like preparing the slides for today, and I had this weird I smelled something. It almost smelled like if you went into a wood shop and someone had like one of those wood burning things where they like burn a name into wood. It smelled like that, and I'm like, well, I'm looking around, and I'm like, maybe someone turned on the heat, and it's just the smell of the heater. So I didn't think anything of it. So anyway, I was preparing my slides, and I turned on my camera and turned on the software I use to go live. So when I turned on the camera to make sure my camera positioning was right, this shelf was smoking. So the candle under it was actually lighting the wood on fire. Very dangerous. So the candle's not ever going to be on my shelves anymore. Now I'm going to put it on my desk, but being on my desk is actually causing my eyes to burn. So maybe I'll just have to switch to like, I don't know, essential oils or something. So anyway, sorry about that. So back to the Monday meeting. So everything does make sense. Let me take a look here. And yeah, someone's like, allergies? No, not allergies. Okay, so hello there, Sharon Curtis. So everything makes sense with where to start. Good. So moving on. So what to focus on. So as far as what to focus on, this is another question that I get, not even just question, but just again, what to focus on. If we go back to the community, sorry if this individual is here live and I keep picking on him, but he posted a question and says, I don't know what is going on. So what to focus on, it just comes right along with where to start. So you figure out where you want to start in Alphapreneur. So let's say when you come into Alphapreneur, now you're familiar with what all these sections are. You can go in and out of them at any time if you've got the membership for it. So with where to start, let's say you start with the brand ambassador training program, and you really want to be a brand ambassador for other brands because you don't want to start your own business. You don't want to start your own business, and since you don't want to create a course, you don't want to create a membership site. You don't want to have to deal with customers and payments and customer support and all that stuff. You just want to make some money by sending other people customers, which is totally fine. And it's a great way to build a business. So if you know that's what you want to do, then back to what to focus on only that. Don't click around anywhere else in Alphapreneur. Don't go take a look at the trend reports. Don't look at book summaries. Don't get in and out of some of the discussions where people are talking about, graphic design or starting a marketing agency and all that. You need to just focus on the one thing that you're just wanting to accomplish, which is then going to lead us to, well, how do you reach your goals? Well, you reach your goals by deciding where you want to start, pick that, focus on it, and then that's all you do until you reach your goals. So you need to really kind of work backwards and think about, well, what are your goals? Especially going into the new year, this is like the best time ever to think about what your goals are going to be. So think about your goals. And then if you want to even hold yourself accountable and make a public announcement, go ahead and just put it in the live chat right now. If you're here on YouTube, just let everyone know, what are your goals for next year? And if they're monetary, that's fine. If you have a certain dollar amount you want to make, because a lot of people say don't chase money, because then you're not, because there's people out there that have all the money in the world, but they're not happy. But I'll tell you right now, sometimes you do need to chase money, in the sense that if you have a certain lifestyle you want to live, and how much your mortgage is, the kind of car you want, how much that payment's going to be, guess what? You need money to be able to live that life. So you need, monetarily speaking, choose a goal that's at least attainable to start and get to where you want to be in your life, right now. Don't set something so let's say you've never made $1,000 on the internet before on your own, but then you're setting your goal to be $100,000 a month by February. I mean, that's could happen, but it's very unrealistic, because you have to take a lot of big risks and leaps forward to be able to do that. Because I'll tell you right now, if you even want to get to making over let's say $30,000 a month, you're going to have to get into at some point paid advertising. And you're not just going to make all that organically. If you make it organically, it's going to take you a very long time because you're going to be relying on SEO. You're maybe you have a referral program. You're going to be relying on trying to get people motivated to refer people to your business. It's going to take a long time. So if you want, if you're thinking a monetary goal right now and you know it's going to be over $30,000 a month, no, you're going to have to learn some new skills like with advertising and paid advertising to be able to get there, which is totally fine. That's what I'm going to be sharing and teaching you all of that inside of Alphapreneur, so you don't have to worry about, where to go to get the skills that you need to really succeed and figure out, how you're going to get to from point A to point B. That's what Alphapreneur is built for, and that's what it's meant for, is to help you reach your goals. So that is hopefully that does all this make sense so far to everyone? If it does, let me know, because again, this was the agenda for today. And if you have any goals that you want to reach, feel free to mention them in the chat, because I would love to read them and then just do a little shout out to all of you that have goals, because I think it's really one thing to think about it, but it's another thing to actually say it and like put it out there in the universe, like this is what my goal is. And then that way you've got other people that's going to be there to support you, including myself, to help you get to those goals. So Alberto says to have a safe place that is profitable and sustainable, 3,500 Canadian dollars a month, where wonderful people transform their best selves. Challenge accepted. That's an amazing goal, and that is very, very attainable, especially to be able to get to that price point. So if you figure, at 3,500 a month, assuming you're going to be building a membership site, if you're going to be building something, let's say you're just getting started, maybe you want to start off at like $47 a month. So I don't know what Canadian dollars is to US dollars. So I'm just going to say if it's 3,500 like US dollars, you take that divided by 47. That's only 74 members that you need to get to be able to immediately get to where you need to be if you were charging $47, which is a great starting point for a membership site. Lauren's goal is to provide people with so much value. They're happy to provide me with a good life. That's a wonderful goal. And the fact that if you're focused on helping others, that's going to come back to you, more than 10-fold, 20-fold, maybe even 100-fold, because you're putting it out there that you're truly going to be helping people. So don't help people for free, because then it's not obviously, you can help people for free a little bit, but make sure you have something that's paid to naturally send them down the path. So, okay, if you like my free stuff, you're really going to love my paid stuff. That's where I made the mistake, where for a while, everything I was doing was I was just doing for free because I really enjoyed helping people. But then when I put all my time into creating more free content that I had paid content, then the actual money coming into the bank every month was going down. And that's not good when you have, you've got 2 daughters to support, you've got a family to support. My wife stays at home with the kids. So, all the pressure is on my shoulders. So you have to make sure that you're always building a business in a way where it's very self-sustaining. And that's why most of everything that I build is always subscription-based and membership-based, because it's a very nice business to have when you have money coming in on a regular basis. If you woke up sick one day, if you take a few days off, it's not the end of the world, because you still have people that are going to be around there for you and waiting for you whenever you come back around. And let's say you don't want to build a membership site because you don't want to go through all of the mechanics of building one. That's fine. You could go through the brand ambassador training program that is in Alphapreneur, go out there and find brands that have an ambassador program where they will pay you a commission every month for anyone that you send. So there's thousands, if not tens of thousands of brands out there that do that. So it's just a matter of finding a brand that does that. And at Alphapreneur, obviously it's a monthly membership. So in the ambassador program I have, I actually pay everyone 50% lifetime recurring commission. So if you referred, a buddy or, a friend that joined and they stick around every month, every time that they're paying Alphapreneur to be a member, you're getting half of that. So it's really important to find brands that if your whole idea, what was it, Alberto mentioned, to have a profitable and sustainable business where it's bringing in a certain amount of money every month, you then go out there and find brands that you really believe in, that you can support, and then send and tell the world how great they are, that brand is. And then whenever you send them customers, then you're going to get to your goal very quickly. Sue says, love the goal, Lauren. Everything does make sense. Sid says, sure does. Uh, Russ says, yes, it all makes sense. Sharon says, I wish I had known enough to stick to one thing when I started out, at least until I had mastered doing it. And that's a you're not alone, Sharon. There's a lot of us. And, the book that I have this little magic genie lamp behind me sitting on is called The One Thing. And that's because I need to remind myself all the time. I really need to stay focused on the one thing that is really, I feel like, is my calling and my mission, and why I'm here with you today. Is my one thing is just really inspiring and empowering and educating entrepreneurs to really help them reach their goals that they have in their life, to build the businesses that they want to build, that's going to allow them to make the impact they want to make, and then live the life that they really truly want. So that's like my one thing whenever I come up with new ideas. And everyone has these ideas, Sharon. You're not the only one where you probably bounce around from I think everybody here has squirrel syndrome, where they see some new thing and they're just like, they immediately go to that. And it's okay to do that and like explore it, and at least take some time. Otherwise, if you don't explore the new shiny thing that's making you excited, you're always going to be thinking about it, or you're going to lose sleep over it. You're always going to have the what ifs in your mind. So, I invite you to, whenever you do find something that is exciting, take some time, maybe a couple hours, and explore it. Maybe watch a webinar or read an article or whatever of the new thing that you like. But then just like close your eyes for a second and think, okay, fast forward. And if you only did that one new thing for the next 3 years, would you really enjoy it? Would you be really happy doing it? Because I'll tell you right now, there's a really big trend that's happening right now with online business called drop servicing. So drop servicing, it's like drop shipping, but instead of shipping physical goods, you're actually building up a client, but you're building up services that you can sell to people. So let's say somebody wants to have a website built. Maybe you don't have any web design experience, but you would like to build an agency, let's say a design agency, and one of the things you want to offer is web design, but you don't do the web design. But let's say you go out there and tell the world, I have this web design agency, and someone says, I want a website, and they pay you like $3,500 or whatever. And then when the order comes in, then you go out there and fulfill it by going to places like Upwork or Fiverr, and then pay someone $1,000 to build a website, and then you make the difference. So that's like a really hot new shiny object that some of you are probably like, I want to do that. But that's the thing. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, that sounds great. And then they just drop everything that they're working on and go on to that new venture, which is okay if you want to do that. But the thing is you really need to stop and think like, okay, fast forward 3 years from now, and let's say you have thousands of clients. Do you really want to, let's say you're trying to be a brand ambassador right now, and you're going through the brand ambassador training program. You love the idea of just getting paid to talk about the brands that you love. Let's say you're halfway through the program and you're like, oh, Chris just talked about drop servicing. So you're probably on Google right now or YouTube, and you're looking up drop servicing. How do I get started and all this kind of stuff, which is fine. But then think about like 3 years from now, do you want to have thousands of clients that are like demanding, that they don't like the way the logo's positioned. They want to move the logo 10 pixels to the right on their website, and you need to fix that because it's not the way they wanted it. Like, it sounds nice and simple in the grand scheme of things to do drop servicing, but then like, do you really want to deal with clients and problems and refunds and people just not happy, or people that are happy and want to buy more stuff, and you want to take care of the happy people, but then you can't just ignore the unhappy people? Like, do you want to do that? Or do you just want to continue down the path of being like what you're on right now? And then, so that's, as far as the one thing, that's what I really, and that goes to what I was just talking about a little bit earlier, is to, what to focus on. Once you know what it is that you want to focus on, you need to stay focused. But it's okay to explore and think about and imagine whatever new thing popped up on your radar. Spend some time and think about it and have fun. Let your mind be creative and, unlock your juices of that's going on in your mind to really think about it and imagine what your life would be like if you did this new thing. And then you might, come to realization that that is the path you want to go on. Maybe you, ever since you were in college, you wanted, or in high school, you always wanted to have your own agency for, I don't know if that's what people want to do, but if you wanted to, then maybe that is your calling. Maybe that's something you want to do. And then you want to drop being a brand ambassador and go on to that path. Do it. But before you decide you do that, think about just, the long-term plan. before you make that switch. Because then, and I'm telling you from personal experience, I've had my fair share of businesses. I've had built over a dozen different businesses. In my 21-year career, like over a dozen different LLC, like incorporated businesses, and sold some of them, just shut some of them down. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. It was tiring. I mean, I think that's why I've got like white hair, on my face, is because I've went through just a lot of ups and downs, just starting and closing and selling a lot of different things. And now like my thing that I'm focusing on is just Alphapreneur, which is really just, it's like a breath of fresh air, because I know every day when I wake up, I want to create and build something that's going to help somebody. So anyway, that's my little rant on the one thing. Hopefully that's going to help all of you. Russ says, here, let's jump back over here. Russ says, where you at, Russ? Russ says, I produced over 300 live streams in the past year. I'm building a community to help 100 businesses or individuals produce their live streaming programs and content creation programs. I'm going to develop through this community of live streaming professionals and producers. I'm starting the course creation process now. That is awesome. And Russ, the fact that you are doing live streaming, how am I doing? Like, because I definitely would love to be able to say I've done 300 live streams. Like, is this set up, and like, is my audio, my video, like, this is just me, like a little perk of like doing these is whenever I see someone on here like you, Russ, that's really good at something, I like to just kind of say, hey, by the way, am I doing okay? Like, just let me know if you got any good feedback. I would be happy to hear it, or I would be happy to take it from you. And not in a bad way, like I'm going to take it, but I actually want to show you something, Russ. I'm trying to find it right now, and then I'll pull it up for you. So how, like, where I learned what I'm doing right now, like how to set up live streams and all that, was from these guys right here, or guy and gal, called livestreamingpros.com. And Russ, actually, if you don't know about these people already, I would suggest you go take a look at them, because they're doing a fantastic job with what they're doing with like workshops and coaching. They even like create graphics for people to use on their live streams. I haven't bought any of those. They have consulting, all kinds of stuff, but they just started with a private Facebook group, or no, a public Facebook group, to build a community of people that were interested in live streaming. And they got the public group big enough to where then people are like, I want more, like, what cameras, what kind of settings do you use on a Sony a6400, or what lens is that? Why did you choose that lens over this lens? What kind of ring light are you using? What's the output on the ring light? Or what's the temperature you're running at? Like, they had all those questions where they're like, oh, I'm going to create a course around that. And I actually advise them a little bit where they need to create a membership, not just a course. So they have a membership too that they do. So you should take a look at them, Russ. I think they could help you out a little bit. Not in the sense that you need help live streaming, but in the sense that they have done and they've gotten to where you probably want to be. If not, you might want to be further than where they're at, but they could be a really big like stepping stone for you to know what to create and what not to create, because they're doing it successfully. So hopefully that was helpful, Russ. Lena says, feel free to rant on. Thank you very much. Russ says, you're doing well, and I love the layout you're using. Awesome. Yeah, this layout that you see is a layout that I actually created in Photoshop, and I'm just using like a transparent PNG layer, like where you see so I designed this layout in Photoshop, but where you see my picture-in-picture, that's actually like a transparent box. Where you see my desktop, that's like a transparent image. So that's just me geeking out, but yeah, I'm glad you like it, because it took me forever to figure that out. Okay. Russ says, live streaming pros, they're great, and they use Ecamm Live. Yeah, they just, when Ecamm Live came out, that's how I found out about Ecamm Live, and that's what I'm using, actually, is Ecamm Live. And Russ says, we need to chat. Hopefully we don't need to chat on because of something I'm doing that's bad, but definitely let me know. Reach out to me inside of Alphapreneur, Russ, and we can definitely chat. And Frank says, no worries, you're doing great, man. Thank you. Russ says, you're a nerd. Appreciate it. I take that to heart. So the gift I wanted to go ahead and share with all of you. So as I was putting together today's agenda, let me take a little sip of water. As I was putting together today's agenda, I put this together days ago, by the way, like thinking about, I always think about like when last Monday's meeting finished, I was already thinking about what I'm going to do for next Monday's meeting, because I really look forward to these days of the week, because they really help me get aligned and have a pulse on like what's going on with Alphapreneur, what all of you are up to, what you like, what you don't like. When I do the Monday meetings, I always ask for ratings, and the ratings are helping me understand, am I on the right path? Am I not on the right path? So I appreciate for all of you taking the time to show up live, because that really helps me make sure I'm on the right direction that I need to be on to do the best I can do to help all of you. So as I was putting this agenda together, I was also going in and out. I go in and out of the support desk a lot and answer tickets directly, answer emails directly. If you don't see an email from Michelle, it's probably from me. I answer my DMs personally inside of Alphapreneur. I don't have like an assistant doing it. So I'm going through Alphapreneur and reading all the new posts that are always being made. Like the person says, I don't know where I'm at, or like where to start. So as I'm reading all that stuff, I'm thinking like, okay, I definitely want to make today's Monday meeting about where to start, what to focus on, how to reach your goals. But you know what? Like when I was going, and I was telling my wife this, Crystal. So when I was going through in planning in my mind how I'm going to walk you through where to start, what to focus on, how to reach your goals, I had like this epiphany where it's just like the way that Alphapreneur looks and the way it's structured, this is what my dream was to always have for Alphapreneur, for me personally. I always wanted to have a place where I could go in and like everything that I wanted as an entrepreneur. And keep in mind, I've been an entrepreneur for 21 years now. So this is a 21-year aged entrepreneur. This is what I've wanted, always wanted. However, the people that are confused and they don't know where to start, or they're just getting started as an entrepreneur and starting their business, the way that I structured and built out Alphapreneur is probably confusing as hell to everybody. and I know it because I'm seeing the posts that are coming in from people who are getting in for the first time, and I'm answering the support tickets. And when I'm not answering the support tickets, Michelle, that has been with me forever since day one, she's always reminding me and just saying, hey, Chris, people are still kind of confused. And I'm like, as I'm looking at this, just like, not to toot my own horn, but as I'm looking at this, like admiring what I built for myself, like this is great. Like I love what I built. Everybody else is confused. So there's a big disconnect there, because what I think people need is like what I think what people need is like what I would want, but that's not the case. Like they want, when I'm having these one-on-one conversations with people that are really confused and they want to cancel and everything because they're like, I don't know where to start. This is not what I, signed up for, which you're always going to get those people, right? But I had this idea, and this was over the weekend. I had this epiphany on restructuring the layout of the layout of where content is going to be moving forward. And I want to share it with all of you. And then like right now, for all you that are live, this is part of the benefit of being here live, is then you can tell me on a like 1 to 10 scale, 1 being like stick with the old format, the format you see now, and then 10 being like go with the new format. So when I say format, I'm not changing platforms. Everything's going to remain the same. It's the organization of the content is what I need to do. So let me, Lena says, I love how it's structured. It's easy to find. I agree. It is pretty, I love how it's structured too. So I've already went on my little soapbox about like why I like it. But here's my thought. And here was the epiphany that I had. By the way, are you all paying attention? If you are, just say yes in the chat, because I want to make sure we have a lot of people saying yes, because then when I'm about to show you, you can give me your feedback. And I want to make sure there's enough people paying attention and not people just like have this playing in the background with Spotify going on while they're playing Call of Duty and not really paying attention. So let me take a sip of water. And we got a lot of yeses. Good. we have a perhaps too. And I see a lot of new faces I've never seen before just pop up. Sylvia, I don't recognize your name. So welcome for all of you. By the way, if you're here and you're new, I know Britt's kind of new as well. For those of you that are new, by the way, I hope you're enjoying this. And then for those of you that have been with me for a long time, don't chop my head off if you don't like the direction I'm headed, but I want to get your feedback for all of you that are paying attention. So the structure right now on Alphapreneur is the way you see it. So you have like you can go in and out of all the different things you want to go in and out of. Like if you want to just kind of take a look at trends, you can go take a look at trends. If you want to look at swipes, you can take a look at swipes. It's kind of like a buffet. Like it's just you just walk up to a buffet. You can be overwhelmed by all the stuff that's on the buffet, but you kind of go and get what you want, and you go sit down and mind your own business, and then go back and get more of what you want or get something else. That's kind of how I envisioned Alphapreneur to be. But the structure just seems a very I could see it being very confusing to someone that's just getting started online, because they would not have any purpose to ever be in the trends section, or to be in the swipe section, or to be in the summaries or anything like that. So imagine for a second, on the left-hand side here, instead of like dashboard, courses, coaching, community, imagine this. So why not have the sections just be 3 sections? And it's start, scale, and grow. That's it. So on the left-hand side, instead of dashboard, you have all this stuff. Courses, you've got all these courses. Coaching, got coaching. Community, you got all these things you can go in and out of. Instead of being a buffet, it's just start, grow, and scale. Now, each of these things you see here would be the drop down on those menu items. So for instance, when I go into Alphapreneur in the dashboard, how you see like home, trends, swipes, resources, summaries, introductions, you would see under start, you would see blogging, brand ambassador, which is the brand ambassador training that's in there right now. Consulting, drop servicing, which I just talked about, drop shipping, freelancing, graphic design. So these would be if you're just getting started as an entrepreneur and maybe you want to just be a brand ambassador, you could go to the start section and go to brand ambassador and stay there. And if you want to maybe move on to something else, maybe you want to move on to drop servicing, go to drop servicing, and there will be a course on drop servicing. If you want to maybe get into building a membership site, I'll have membership method, which will be on there. And so all these things will actually be full-blown step-by-step courses on how to get started on the internet doing something here. Now, we're going to talk about adding more to this here in a minute. But for now, this is just like the skeleton, right? And now grow would be all of the things once you've started. So once you started as like a brand ambassador, then the next step is in your journey to get to where you want to be, is you need to grow. So to grow, there's a lot of skills that you need to be able to do. All of these being like the tip of the iceberg. Now, you don't have to do all these at once, but every one of these that you see here, like competitive research, conversations, copywriting, every one of these would be their own courses as well. So they would have multiple videos. Some of them aren't going to have like 29 steps, like growth hacking might have like 7. But every one of these is going to be, everything you see here that I'm highlighting would be a course. And then scale is you started with something, let's say brand ambassador, then you tried out some things to grow your business as a brand ambassador. Maybe you did some growth hacking, you did some Pinterest stuff, you played around with TikTok, and then now you're making some money and you really want to scale. Well, then when you want to scale, this is like where you can get to obscene amounts of money by doing advertising. But really the only way to scale is by doing advertising. So all of these would be their own courses as well. So with that being said, let me know on if you, instead of 1 to 10, just let me know, just type in old if you want to leave, if you would like me to just leave this as it is and don't touch it. And maybe when I add a new course, put a new course here, but then like when I have new training, just kind of drop them in a community thing here. It just type old, or if you like the new idea of how I would restructure the content that's going to be going in here, type new in the chat, and then I'll just let me know what you think, because this isn't set in stone. I'm not going to like flip the switch tomorrow. This would actually be something I would do in January. I would start next month And then I would start by creating training for all of these and like get everything built for you. And then all of the training that I would do for all of this stuff that you see would all be live. So like this was because last week when I did the Monday meeting and I did a live training, I made that Monday meeting a live training. That was my test to myself to see if I could pull off doing a live training because I had a feeling it would be incredible because the engagement would be high. People that show up would get value. The people watching the replay would have even more value because they would see me answering questions that people had that were there live. So it's more engaging. So everything that I do moving forward, if I went with this format, would be all live training, and it's going to be way more than just Monday. Like I might have like multiple live trainings, could be every day of the week, like going into the new year. Because if you remembered, like when COVID started, I think it was like February or March is when I started getting out of my shell and like live streaming on YouTube. And I went live every day on YouTube and I had the time of my life. The reason that I stopped going live every day on YouTube is I burned the hell out of myself because I was just talking about so many random things. But I really enjoyed going live every day on YouTube. So if I went with this new format for Alphapreneur, the new structure, all of this would pretty much go into like a legacy. There'd be like one little link somewhere that's like legacy, and you click on that, and then it'll just take you to where you can like read all the old posts. The posts aren't going to get deleted or anything because there's a lot of good information people have already shared in Alphapreneur. So they would just get reorganized and put into like a legacy folder. So that would be there for everybody. But the new format moving forward would go with this, and then like probably every day of the week, I'm going to go live for everyone that's members of Alphapreneur, and then teach all these things live and then just put them into Alphapreneur. So anyway, that was my epiphany after going through all of the questions, especially this one fella again that just says no clue and said, I don't know what is going on. This person especially got me because I was just like, okay, the way that everything looks is exactly what I wanted. This is what I thought people wanted as entrepreneurs, but I realized not everyone has the 21 years of, being an entrepreneur that would want something like this. So that's when I was trying to think of like, what would be the simplest way to structure Alphapreneur and then bump up my training to where I'm doing it live pretty much every day and then put it all inside of Alphapreneur for everybody structured like this. So let me take a look here at the chat. Because if I get a lot of no's or if I get a lot of olds, then I'm just everything I thought that over the weekend was like my big aha moment, I'll just throw out the door and just keep doing what I'm doing. But if I got a lot of news, then we're gonna go ahead and go with the new approach starting next month. So that was a big gift for everybody. If we got a lot of news, so let me take a look here. Russ, kicking it off with Russ. I love the new design and structure, Chris. So we got a new from Russ. Tim, which is UBC. New structure would be better, especially for new members to stay on track and focused. Jazz says, Chris, love it. In this way, all of us can pick where to start and where we want to find resources. Magnus says, swipes and trends are hidden or gone. So swipes and trends would just probably, they would go away in the sense those sections would go away, but I'm going to keep doing swipes and trends for people, but they would go into one of the start, grow, or scale appropriate categories. So what I mean by that, Magnus, great question, by the way. So Magnus was saying swipes and trends are hidden or gone. He's referring to on the left here, we have trends and we have swipes. So when we are, let's say, talking about, let's say we're talking about Facebook ads, there will be a set. So imagine for a second, this is all built out. It's January and all this is built out. So Facebook ads would be in a section, like how you go to courses and you go to member, let's say you go to brand ambassador, and then you have all the steps. So Facebook ads is going to be structured like that. So you would click on, where was it? You would click on scale, which would be like, instead of courses, imagine that as scale. You would click on Facebook ads. Then you would have all the steps on what to do with Facebook ads. But then at the very bottom, this is what I'm imagining. At the very bottom, there would be swipes, and you would click on swipes, and it would just be like this massive library of just swipes that will really inspire you. And I'll even have a training with it to show you how to build your own file and collection of swipes of Facebook ads. So it's going to be much more targeted. So to answer your question, Magnus, they're still going to be there. Trends, I think I'm actually going to pull out of Alphapreneur's members area and just make that on the public side of Alphapreneur for ambassadors and stuff to get paid to talk about, because they're really valuable reports. And I think, and what I'm referring to there is if you go to like the public facing side of Alphapreneur, you could click on trends. And right now you could click on a trend report. I just want to make like all of this public for all to see. And then at the bottom, I'll have a good call to action where it's like, hey, if you want to capitalize on co-living, I'll create some type of training that supplements this trend report. And that training will be in Alphapreneur in the start, grow, or scale category. Okay, so let's, where was I? Sorry, that was me answering Magnus's question. Britt, thank you for all the feedback coming in, by the way. Britt says new, Lauren says new, Gary says new with a thumbs up, Russ says new, Jamie says new, Tim says new, Sue says old. The new structure concept is cool, but I would beg you not to add or change anything until the brand ambassador course is completed. I understand you want the brand ambassador course completed. It's not, I'm going to keep completing it. It's just going to be under, let's go back to, I'm not stopping anything. The brand ambassador course is just going to be under the start section under brand ambassador. I'm going to keep releasing new steps, just like I promised everybody. Every Friday, a new step is going to go live for the brand ambassador course. But in the meantime, I'm going to be creating all this new stuff to support everyone else that is not a brand ambassador, that wants all this other help, that joined Alphapreneur and they want to learn growth hacking. They're asking, do you have anything on persuasion? Do you have anything on SEO? No. I don't have any of that right now because I'm only creating stuff for brand ambassador, but I'm actually going to work a lot harder to make more training for everyone, not just people that are just wanting just brand ambassador stuff. So Sue, I'm not going to pause anything that I'm already creating and already promised everyone. This is a Christmas gift beyond belief that you're getting as a member of Alphapreneur. Luke, new 10 baby. Thank you, Luke. Pammy says new. Mary Kay, Alan says new. Dan says old like me. Joseph says new. This is very exciting. New is somewhat easier of getting started with. Michelle says new. It feels like I can measure progress. Ted says I like new. Ferdy says new. By the way, if you're new, Ferdy, thank you very much. UBC, Tim says, what does a BA member see when they log on? They get access right now to the brand ambassador training and the Monday meetings. Eli, new just for courses, not the whole site. June says, I like the new format. By the way, and without even question, new is like the overwhelming response of what people like. Is they all like the new, Frank, I like the simplicity of the new format, may incorporate the new formula to keep the community and headers in place. So check this out. So with the community, I was thinking about that as well. So with the community, where was that? Frank. I like the simplicity of the new format. However, maybe incorporate the new format and still keep the community and headers. So with the community, he's referring to, if you go to community, you see all this like copywriting, creativity, design. And if you click on like copywriting, it's going to take you to just, I was hoping a lot of people would be talking about copywriting. There's only like 2 questions that people ever had about copywriting. And guess what? Copywriting should be like your number 1 skill as an entrepreneur. I thought this discussion area would be on fire, and it's not. And that makes me sad. So all of these things that you see here about like copywriting, conversions, branding, those are going to be rolled up into, I'm actually just going to create a course or a training. When I say course, some of these will be mini courses, like just to get them out there. I will get the ball rolling and start uploading content and training for these, and I'll be doing them by teaching them live. So keep an eye out on your email, because I'm going to have like a new schedule come in place in January where I'm going to teach all this stuff live and just start dumping it in and building it into Alphapreneur. And so all the community, if you liked the community aspect of Alphapreneur, that's all still going to be there. The community, it's just going to be more organized around the topics that you see here. if you want to start, grow, or scale. It's really just a restructure of the way the information is being presented rather than just being a free for all, like people just letting people just go in and out of what they want. Because most people are, I think, afraid to create new topics and post new stuff. They almost need guidance or a push or some type of motivation of like to inspire something to talk about. Because for instance, if you go to this community, the copywriting section, and this isn't the only one, like if we go, or some of these others, if you go to like conversions, there's two. I mean, there's me, but then there was two other people that talked about conversions. Conversions is like this one of the probably the second most important thing in your business, but no one's talking about it. So to light a little fire under everyone's butt, what gave me the idea was if you go back into, let's say, brand ambassador and you go to clarity mapping, I had a training about clarity mapping. And in that video specifically, I encouraged people to leave a comment, and I got 117 people to leave comments. That is what I always wanted Alphapreneur to be, where there's a topic that you can talk about and discuss, but I realize you almost need someone to give you guidance or instruction or almost give you permission to talk about something specific in a comment thread rather than just like making it a free for all. We're just, if you want to talk about copywriting, go to copyright and talk about copywriting. That's what I was hoping people would do, but no one's doing it. So I have to evolve, and I've got to make it more engaging. And I found by looking at the analytics in the back end of Alphapreneur, the more engaging stuff, it happens when you're watching a video and I specifically ask you to leave a comment about something, and then the comments go on fire, and then people are friending each other. I can see DMs when comment threads go on fire like that. More people are messaging people back and forth. So, I mean, it's just tons of stuff that goes on. So that is, it's not going anywhere. Like the community's not going anywhere. It's just going to be done in a different way. Sharon says, cool. Marvin says, yes. Gary says, every day is like Christmas. Every night is like New Year's Eve. Appreciate it. I like what you're saying, but geared to only selling Alphapreneur, not blogging or brand ambassador, just Alphapreneur when they can branch out to others. I'm going to get to, I like that you brought that up, Kat, because I'm going to share another secret of mine that goes with all of this, that goes with the master plan that's going to, I think, be beneficial to all of you as well. Russ says, gratitude. Thank you so much. Margaret says, I'm with Sue. I want to get traction with brand ambassador and get to the end with success. Again, then ignore everything that I'm talking about. Don't go into any of the new sections. Focus on what I just mentioned, the one thing. Go into that brand ambassador course, bookmark that, and ignore the rest of what's happening around you in Alphapreneur, because the brand ambassador course is not being stalled. That's going to keep new content is going into that every week until it is completed. Unlike most people that just don't like release a course until they'll spend like months making a course and then release it to the public. I did something a little different and more unique with the brand ambassador program, and I'm teaching it live, and then actually go like teaching it live, like releasing new content for you every week. So yeah, that's not going anywhere. So for those of you that just love the brand ambassador thing, just stay with the brand ambassador training program. Have your blinders on. Don't worry about anything else that's going on around you. Russ says, I have to run. Thanks. I'll watch the replay. Thank you for being here, Russ. Like the BA course, can we offer MM memberships? I'm going to talk about that in a second. Marvin says, new. Free for all drives me crazy. Too many unfocused decisions. Yeah, and this was the last comment at the bottom of the comment feed, and that's the best last one to end on for me, like getting feedback from all you, because yes, the way that Alphapreneur is built right now is a free-for-all. And there is way too much unfocused stuff going on in there, and it needs to be structured. In the best way that I've come up with a way to structure it for everyone is to make it where I create all the topics, and every topic has a training associated with it. And then I open up and invite everybody to comment about each of those trainings specifically. And those trainings, again, to be crystal clear, is going to be trainings starting with what you see here. So that is, that's awesome. Looks like everybody is all on board with new. So I'm going to keep moving forward with this master plan to restructure and make Alphapreneur just way more helpful and useful for everybody, which is also going to come with a lot of new unexpected training in a live format that nobody knew about until now. So Merry Christmas. So now what I want to talk about is this whole structure that you see here. What was it? There was a question. UBC, which is Tim, said, I like the brand ambassador course. Can we offer a membership method? So he was mentioning to get people into Alphapreneur, he likes that he can like promote the brand ambassador program. Can he also promote the membership method program? I don't have, the only way to do that is there needs to be a page or a funnel associated with it, with like the brand ambassador program for you to be able to promote. I don't have one for membership method that's new and updated. So no, there's nothing for that right now. But check this out. So all of these topics you see here, when I, for instance, like going into, and I'm just going to start at the top and work my way down on these. So all of these are going to be very intense. Like I'll tell you right now, blogging, consulting, drop servicing, drop shipping, freelancing, and membership. Sorry, I've already done that one. So all these ones I'm highlighting, these will come like later on next year. These aren't coming like out in January because these are all going to be full blown like dozens of steps worth of training content and courses. Just like the brand ambassador course. The brand ambassador course is like 29 steps. It's taken a while to create. So all these ones that I'm highlighting, they're not going to come until later. So when you see the start section, when you see this new format go live in January, the start section will have brand ambassador, we'll have membership site, and then it'll have web design and graphic design, but it'll be real quick and easy for me to make these. So I'm going to make those, and the start section is going to be very lightweight. The grow section is where I'm going to be spending a lot of my time. And the grow section is, I'm not going to turn on all these in January. I'm going to turn them on as I'm creating content for them. So the grow section, these are all the initial topics I want to have in here. I'll paint a picture for you and let you know, like for competitive research. So there's 5 to 7 training modules I want to have about competitive research, but I'm going to teach competitive research, all 5 to 7 training modules, all live, all in one go. So going in January, you'll probably see an email go out for after the holidays where I'll have my schedule that I'm going to send you, and you can hop on. And if you want to hop on and be on live as I'm teaching competitive research or as I'm teaching copywriting or as I'm teaching email marketing, you can hop on anytime. It'll probably be a long, like multi-hour training, but I'm going to break it up where it's like, I'll start off by doing a little introduction just to let you know you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about competitive research, but here's the thing. I'm going to teach it in 7 modules. And I'm going to take a little break in between each module. And so that way, when I'm done, I can like cut up the video and then take the one long video I did live where there's all the live interaction and the comments and everything is included in the video, but I'm going to chop it up and then put the 5 to 7 videos in the section competitive research in Alphapreneur. So that's how I'm going to actually do the content. So it literally, like in, I would say a month, I'm going to have courses, like mini courses for every one of these. Cause I'm going to spend a whole day on each one of these. So I'll spend a whole day teaching competitive research. I'll spend a whole day teaching copywriting, teaching Facebook, teaching funnels, teaching graphic design. Oh, graphic design's there and there doesn't need to be on both places. So teaching all this stuff. So literally like in 1 month, the whole grow section is going to be done. And then again, another month, the scale section, I'll spend one whole day teaching Facebook ads, one day teaching Google ads. And then that's going to be all done. So I'll be releasing these sections as I'm creating the content for them. You're not just going to see all like log in January 2nd and all the stuff's live with no content in there. I'm going to release it as I have content for it. But I'm just preparing all of you to know like what changes are coming and why they're coming. So now the next thing I want to mention is let's say email marketing is a section in a course that I have in Alphapreneur. And maybe I spent 4 hours one day talking about email marketing on a live like we're doing now. And then I broke it up into, let's say, 12 modules. some modules might have only been 5 minutes, some might have been 20 minutes. I don't know. But let's say it's 12 modules of email marketing. Once that section is inside of Alphapreneur, I'm going to, on the front end of Alphapreneur, like you see here, I'm going to have a new section here called training. And you could click on training, and then I'm going to have like a, almost like a little tour about this whole section we have in Alphapreneur about email marketing. Here's what we talked about. I did it live. Here's all the comments, all the engagement, and like really like talk up the email marketing section of Alphapreneur. And then all of the ambassadors for Alphapreneur could go here. Let's say Cloud Kitchens actually says email marketing. You would click on this and people can come here and you could actually send traffic here. So if anyone's in a Facebook group or anything, it's like, man, I really want to learn email marketing. Like, where do I start? You could drive people here, and then instead of this being an image, it'll be a video, and then I'll even play little clips and stuff of the stuff that is inside of Alphapreneur. And then below, we'll have a call to action for them to join Alphapreneur to get access to this email marketing course. So all of these are going to have these front end pages on Alphapreneur for people to come in. So I'll have one all about growth hacking. I've got like 30 things I want to talk about with growth hacking, but it'll be a whole course that I'm going to create live, and then I'm going to put it in Alphapreneur, but then I'm going to go create a public page for people to see where I just kind of like entice them about what is being taught inside of Alphapreneur, so then they can join Alphapreneur because they want to take that growth hacking course. So is that making sense to everybody? If it is, let me know. And I just want to make sure we're on the same page. By the way, let's go ahead and jump into live Q&A. That was enough of little ranting that I was going on. But I just was really nervous actually to share with everybody what my solution is to the big problem that I have right now with people just not knowing where to start in Alphapreneur. And instead of making custom videos for everybody and then sending people to existing videos I have, they're still confused. So categorizing it like this is going to make it way easier for everyone to consume, to engage with, to know where to go, when to go, and all that kind of stuff. Because it really depends on, what stage are you at in your business. Are you starting a business? Are you growing a business? Are you scaling a business? Based off of where you want to go, here's where you need. Here's the solution. Here's what's going to get you to where you need to go. Okay, so let me take a look here. And we got the live Q&A. So I'm pull up Jazz's question here in a second. But Britt says yes. Gary says yes. Everything makes sense. Makes sense. Sue says you're generous with your wisdom. Thank you. Like I said, Sue, this is for those of you specifically were with me from day one with Alphapreneur, and you have all seen me go through a lot of growing pains and trial and errors with kind of shifting things around with Alphapreneur. And that's because Alphapreneur is my one thing. This is like my Sistine Chapel. This is me wanting to do everything I possibly can to help as many people as I can to start and grow a business. So I'm not giving up on Alphapreneur. When I see a lot of people saying I'm confused, that is signs for me to restructure things a little bit to make it easier for everybody. So I appreciate all of you that have been here from day one, going through all of these growing pains. I appreciate you sticking around because all of your feedback as I'm going through all of this is really helping me. You're my support to know that I'm doing the right thing and I'm not just just guessing at all this stuff. So Jazz says, for this Friday, we're waiting to clone a website from you. So that is not coming this Friday. That is coming probably on Tuesday because this Friday is Christmas Day. And after today and tomorrow, I'm working on the training, but I'm not going to have it done tomorrow because it's Christmas. So it's Christmas Eve on Thursday. Christmas Day is on Friday. I'm not going to be around. I got 2 daughters that are 8 and 10. So I'm not going to be in Alphapreneur uploading trainings and all that. And I don't want to release it early and then give you something that's half-assed. I'd much rather give you something that is, complete and over delivering. So that is coming next week, probably after we're still doing a Monday meeting next week. So it'll come after the Monday meeting next week. So I'm just going through. This is by the way, this is Q&A. If you have questions, let me know. UBC says, "Man, Tim, you've had a lot of questions about this difference between the brand ambassador and Alphapreneur. Thank you for all the questions, because your questions are making sure that I'm on track with making things clear to everybody." He says, "So is BA brand ambassador going to be a standalone reduced monthly product?" No. So when this new format with Alpha, so the brand ambassador thing right now, people can get the brand ambassador training and then access to these Monday meetings for $47 a month. That was like when I start anything new, and for those that went through my membership method, what I recommend is when you start anything new that's membership driven, start at a low price point and then increase the price point. Don't start at a high price point and go backwards, because then you have all the people that are like got in at the high price point and then you went backwards. They're like, "Oh wait, I want the low price point." So with the brand ambassador, I was giving people a portion of Alphapreneur and then the brand ambassador training, but not all of Alphapreneur, for $47 a month, and it's working really well. So when this new version of Alphapreneur is getting released in January with the new structure, the start, the start, grow, and scale, then I'm actually bumping the brand ambassador price. I'm not actually bumping it. Everything is just funneling everybody to $97 a month. So it doesn't matter if you come into, where was it? So I'm going to have individual funnels for all of these things you see on here. Brand ambassador, I have a funnel right now that's working really well, but people are getting into Alphapreneur with a portion of Alphapreneur for $47 a month, but it's working well. So, but I'm going to make it where if you want the brand ambassador course, it's in Alphapreneur. Alphapreneur is $97 a month. So the whole $47.97, don't worry about that, Tim, because that's all, the 47 is going away. That was a test price for me to test the market, like I do with everything. Some people are in at Alphapreneur. I'm not even going to say how low the price is, but some people got in. Tim, I think you are one of the ones that got into Alphapreneur at a super low price, because I was testing Alphapreneur and you happened to get in when I was at the low price. But the price is much higher now. And that's what I'm doing with all this. So all of these are going to have their own funnel. So like I'm going to have the growth hacking one I'm really excited about. So like when I do this growth hacking training in Alphapreneur, it's going to have its own little sales page about the growth hacking course in Alphapreneur. If you want the growth hacking course in Alphapreneur, guess what? You got to join Alphapreneur. The brand ambassador, when the new version is live in January, guess what? If you want the ambassador training program, you need to join Alphapreneur. Here's the price of Alphapreneur. So the pricing is not going to be confusing moving forward. Tim, you're just catching me in the middle of doing price testing right now. Margaret says, BA is my one thing. I appreciate it. Luke says, Michelangelo would be proud. I hope so. I sure hope so. Okay. June says, what is the difference between the affiliate link I get inside ClickBank and the ad hoc format of adding ClickBank ID? What is the easiest to check if people are clicking my link? So the easiest thing to do is just, if you want to, the difference, by the way, is if you go to ClickBank and then grab just what comes off the ClickBank marketplace to promote, let's say you're referring to promoting Alphapreneur, then if you do that, what's going to happen is if you get that link off of the ClickBank marketplace, June, that's going to send people here, which is fine. I mean, it depends on how you want to talk about Alphapreneur. If you're just saying, hey, anyone that's an entrepreneur needs to check this out, then you could grab the link off of ClickBank, no problem. But if you want to go to any of the sections here, like let's say you want to, you love this article that we did about crushing your competition, and you want to share that article specifically in like a Facebook group or a LinkedIn group, or you want to run ads to it or whatever, you cannot do that by just grabbing your link off the ClickBank marketplace. The ClickBank marketplace only allows you to promote just the homepage, alphapreneur.com, but I've got hundreds of pages you could promote. And the only way to be able to promote any page you see on Alphapreneur is to go directly to that page and then put in the question mark A equals and then your ClickBank nickname. Okay? Okay. Yes, Tim. So yeah, all roads are going to lead to $97. And honestly, I'm going to be testing probably towards the end of January, testing an even higher price point than $97. and see if it works. And then anyone that is in at Alphapreneur or whatever price you're in right now, you're always grandfathered in at what you came in at. Kat says, Chris, can we get the Ambassador Academy and Brand Ambassador training complete? Yes, I would love for it to be complete, and I'm completing it for you. Every week I'm releasing new trainings, and when the new trainings are done, when I'm done with the training that week, I release it to you. If you just want it complete, log out of Alphapreneur and come back down the road, and hopefully they'll all be done. But like I said, unlike other people that just go in hibernation for 6 months to create a course and then come out of hibernation, be like, here's my course. And it took them 6 months to make. You get to be alongside me as I'm creating the course. So, yeah, you just got to have patience, Kat. And everyone, have patience. Good thing is I'm not charging you extra for it. So it's all free. So for us that have been with you for months and paying $97, are we still? Yes. So anyone that is in right now at $97 a month, all the stuff I'm sharing with you, all of that, you're always getting everything. You're always getting it. Yeah, I was trying to think of something better to say, but you're always getting everything at the $97 a month price point. That is like the all access price point, and all the new stuff I'm showing you. Let me jump back over to my screen here. So all this new stuff I'm showing you, all of this is going to be included. So you're never going to have to pay anything more for all this stuff. I was thinking about having 3 levels of membership and having a lower price membership, a $97 a month membership, and like a $300 a month membership. But I decided, I'm just gonna leave it all $97, and it's just gonna make it simpler for me and for everybody else. So all this new stuff that you're getting, you are getting for free with your membership. Tim says, thanks for your incredible patience and professionalism. You're very welcome. I do my best. Sometimes I about lose my marbles, but most of the time I do not. But that's just part of business. Not everything goes smooth. And fortunately, there's like 2 sides. There's a fortunately and an unfortunately. All of you get to see what a transparent entrepreneur, which is myself, does for a living. And it's this, like when you see what I built, and this is my whole business, and I don't like the way that people are confused that are getting in. It's like, that's a huge problem that I need to fix. And instead of me trying to fix that problem privately and not tell anyone about it, I'm very public and open about all the things that I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how I'm doing it. Because not only do you get to benefit from all of the new trainings and material that is coming your way that you didn't even know is coming, but you get to benefit from seeing how someone that is running a business like this is pivoting and being open and getting feedback from the customers. And like, this is all stuff this is like the business, training that you would never get, probably not get anywhere else, that you can take to and use for your own business, maybe down the road. So me being transparent, a lot of people say, Chris, you're too transparent and you shouldn't be telling people the things you're thinking about doing or the things that and letting them tell you if they like it or don't like it. But honestly, all those things that other people say, I think are crap. The way they're running their businesses, I would never run my business because they're very, I don't want to say shady, but they do a lot more questionable stuff that I don't believe in, but I don't tell them not to do that. That's the way they run their business. But for me, I just always want to be authentic and always be transparent, because during my career as an entrepreneur, I've never found anyone that was as authentic and transparent as I try to be. And I feel like someone needs, the world needs this. The world needs to see that when I'm making the changes and making not pivots, but making changes and why making changes and how I'm making changes, someone needs to see behind the scenes how all this works and how my mind is working and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because that is hopefully going to inspire you in some way that isn't taught in the process of being a course that you're going through, but is actually being taught like from me just being open with my business. So anyway, sorry about that. Luke says, Chris, you're making a hell of a lot of stuff and meeting us 1 to 2 hours every week. I'm enormously grateful for your time. You're a trooper. Thank you, Luke. I said, I love what I do and I do what I love. Gary says, each lesson gives me a week to work on it. Works for me and the other projects I'm working on at the same time. Thank you, Gary. And then also keep in mind all the new stuff that is coming is it's not you have to do it right when I'm releasing it. I'm just going to let you be along for the ride. And if you want to like join in when I'm teaching this stuff live, by all means, join in. If you can't make it for whatever reason, or you're not at a place in your business where you're going to need to do what I'm going to be teaching you that week, that's fine. You don't have to. It's going to be in there in Alphapreneur forever. So you're always going to be able to go back to it whenever you want. Michelle says, thanks for your transparency. I value this. You're very welcome. Sharon says, what funnel builder do you use? And do we have to use the same one? I use ClickFunnels. I don't recommend using anything else if you're just getting started. ClickFunnels, I've tried all the different funnel builders. I'm even trying a new one right now because I just want to try it and test it for all of you to let you know if it's good or not. And if you're just getting started, ClickFunnels is going to be the easiest one for you to get started with. So I recommend using that to get started. And it's the most affordable when you compare it to all the others, considering what comes with it and how it works, and it never breaks. So at least not for me, and not for people I know that use it the way I use it. So that's what I use and why, and you should too. UBC says, gotta go. May all the alphas have a great Christmas. Same to you. Margaret says, just getting ready to do a training is massive, even before you have to deliver it. I understand your commitment. I'll be grateful for your help. Thank you very much. Sharon says, kudos to you. You're a rare breed of guru. Thank you. I never want to consider myself like a guru. I like to consider myself as like a guide, because I think a guru is someone that claims to have it all figured out. I don't have anything figured out. I'm learning as I go. Every week is different. I didn't know what I was going to be talking about today was going to be so revealing and about what I'm doing. So it's like I never look at myself as like a guru or an expert, because I don't have anything figured out. I'm always figuring it out as I go. But when I do figure things out, I rather just be considered like a guide, and I'm just guiding you based off of what I'm figuring out as I go, if that makes sense. Britt, on that note, Britt says, you're a ClickBank expert. Will the ClickBank training come back at some point? Now, I would say I'm pretty good at ClickBank because I've been using them for, 21 years, because I started in 99 on ClickBank. Yeah, and that's actually, I want to end on something. So if you're still with me, stay with me for like 5 more minutes, because I want to end on asking you a question for you to add to my spreadsheet. June says, just saying, I joined many programs in the past 2 years. I haven't gotten more value from Chris Luck than any other place. I thought you meant I've gotten more value from other places other than Chris Luck, but you haven't. So thank you, June. I do appreciate it. Always planning to over deliver. So you will always get that from me. I guarantee it. Frank says, I wanted to wish you and everyone, your family, safe and healthy holiday season. Thank you, Frank. Really do appreciate it. Love all the emojis. Love the energy. It's always a treat having you on. Magnus says, all the YouTube streams 2020 have been fantastic and fun to follow. Thank you, Magnus. And just so you know, 2020 has been very experiential. Is that a word? I experimented in 2020. Now I got things figured out in terms of how I want to do these live streams, how I want to teach live. And starting off 2021, I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams. So I'm going to be doing it by teaching all the stuff that I just shared with you. Excuse me. So I hope you're ready. Sylvia says, I just started and I don't understand how it works. Sylvia, all you have to do, go into Alphapreneur. If you don't know how to start, go to the Brand Ambassador Training Program, go to that course, bookmark it. Don't click around anywhere else inside of Alphapreneur. Only focus on the Brand Ambassador Training Program. If you're interested in being a brand ambassador for brands that you love, only do that. You'll be just fine. Frank says, being thankful and grateful for promoting being a part of the family. Thank you very much. Marvin says, I've heard TikTok and even Zoom may not be secure. Any truth on that? I don't know, but I don't use TikTok or Zoom, so you're secure here, right? Thank you for all of the... Sid says, you didn't even realize you weren't the only Chris sending out emails. Hopefully there's no one else trying to pretend they're me. Pammy says, happy holidays, and thank you, Chris, for everything you do. Every Monday is a little gift of information. Thank you, Pammy. And like I said, going into 2021, shortly after the holiday, once I have my schedule of what I'm going to teach and when I'm going to teach it, we're going to be going live much more often, because instead of me just teaching privately and then releasing content, I rather teach live like this. And for anyone that wants to show up live on any of the sessions, it's going to be a treat for everybody. All right, so the last thing that I have that I forgot to ask all of you is, let me jump over to my screen and take a look at Sue. I'm not sure about that. I need to talk to my wife. She says, are we going to have a Monday meeting next Monday or take off the day to spend with your family? I need to talk to her to find out if we have any plans, because I don't know. Because with COVID and like getting together with our families, like parents, grandparents, I don't know what's going on yet. So as soon as I know, I'm going to let all of you know, and I'll send out an email. So you will get an email about that. All right. So last thing here, for those of you that are still here with me, take a look at the spreadsheet. Are there any topics that you wish were on this spreadsheet that you would love a course on that does not exist on this spreadsheet? Was that confusing? It sounded confusing. Let me try to rephrase that. Is there anything you want to have on the spreadsheet that's not on the spreadsheet? Let me know. And it would be in the form of a course. So if there is, just let me know. And if no one has anything, then we'll call it a day. But I just wanted to know. So, I mean, take a look at this and let me know. That's a good one, Mary Kay. Facebook groups. Because I have Facebook on here, but growing is going to be about like how to just start a Facebook page and all that for your business. But Facebook groups, love it. This is the stuff I wanted. Facebook groups. So Mary Kay, thank you for saying Facebook groups. Britt says ClickBank. Absolutely. ClickBank would be under starting. No, it'd be under growing. ClickBank would be under growing, because it would be like if you already have a product and you want to put it on ClickBank, that's what you would use ClickBank for. Okay, let me go through here. Kat says Alphapreneur Academy. Hey, Kat, the Alphapreneur Academy is done, by the way. If you've been waiting on it, let me just show you something. Go to alphapreneur.com, click on the menu, go to ambassadors. There you go, Kat, the Ambassador Academy. Brand new and shiny. Instead of a bunch of step-by-step videos, you have almost a 2-hour-long video that I did live with yours truly. Oh my God, I'm wearing like the same shirt. No, I thought I was wearing the same shirt. But yeah, so that's it. And it's a 2-hour training, no charge. Go there and take a look at it if you want to go through the academy. Michelle says automations. Yes. So I do have marketing automation. I've got social media automation. Is there any other type of automation you would like a course on, Michelle? If there is, let me know. Sharon says, thank you for all this information. I wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, Sharon. Jazz says paid ads or Patty ads. I don't even know what that is. What is Patty? P-A-D-I. Professional Association. You want to learn how to run ads on the Professional Association of Diving Instructors? If so, let me know, because I don't know anything about Patty. If you just meant to say like paid ads, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the whole scale section. Most of it, like 90% of it, is going to be ads. Twitter. Did I miss Twitter, Eli? I did miss Twitter. We need Twitter on here. I'm going to do Twitter. I put YouTube back here. TikTok. And Twitter ads. Okay. Those are on there. Ferdy says SEO. SEO is on there, Ferdy. It's going to be in the grow section, is where I'm going to talk about that. June says website cloning. That is that will actually be in the growth hacking section. That is a super sneaky thing that I don't want to create a whole course on, because I don't want to raise any red flags to anybody, but it's going to be in the growth hacking section. Sue says Facebook events. That's a great idea. I've actually never ran Facebook events, but I know you probably have, and I might reach out to you, Sue, about some suggestions for that. Luke, digital products. So Luke, are you referring to creating a digital product, like a digital course? Let me know. Tim loves Facebook groups. My man, Tim Hoods from my neck of the woods here in St. Louis. He is a king of Facebook groups. Tim, let me know if you would be interested in like jumping on and talking at all about Facebook groups when I do the Facebook group training, because I'm going to do them live on YouTube like this. I can always bring you on using my fancy little software I got, and or you can just come to my office and we can talk about it if you want. Tim runs some massive Facebook groups with like hundreds of thousands of members. So yeah, I would love to see if you'd be interested. Ted says e-commerce. That was great. That will be in the start section. That's not going to come till later this year because I've been out of the e-commerce world for a while. But I can still talk about it. Sid says list building. That is going to be under email marketing. But you know what? I don't know what people are more interested in more, or what. That's not a proper sentence. I don't know what people are more interested in, email marketing or list building. Let me go to SpyFu. This is how I justify what to talk about. I could do email marketing. There is 19,000 searches for email marketing. And then across all email marketing keywords, there's about 986,000 searches. Or I could do list building. List building has 564,000 searches and only 1.3 thousand searches for list building. So, Sid, we're going to do email marketing because when I just did that little research that I just did, the reason for that is when I do a whole training and course on email marketing in a day, and then I have that section in Alphapreneur, I'm going to build a page to show off that section on the front end of Alphapreneur. So there will be a new category called like training, or I'll probably call it courses. Yeah, not training, because they're all courses that I'm going to create. And then there will be a course, and I'm going to make it about email marketing. So imagine, instead of clicking on make life more enjoyable, it'll say email marketing. And it'll be like course, like an Alphapreneur course. And then it'll have all of what's in this email marketing course. So then ambassadors could actually share this page about email marketing wherever they want. And knowing that based off some very quick research, there's a lot of search volume for email marketing. So ambassadors that are a little savvy with running ads, they could actually run ads about like email marketing tips, email marketing software, and drive ads to this page that I have about email marketing. And then if anyone joins Alphapreneur, they're gonna get a nice little payday. So great job, Sid. Thanks for saying list building, because that made me question if I'm doing email marketing or list building. E-commerce, we already talked about that. Eli says bots, automation. Yes, we are going to be covering automation. Sue says paid ads. Yeah, pretty much the whole scale section, 90% of that is all paid ads. Course creation, Leona says, Luke, I asked if that was going to be, when he referred to digital products, if he meant courses. And he said, yeah. So I need to do some research and find out what people are searching for more. Are they searching for like digital products or how to like build a course? So another cool way to do that is I can go back to keyword overview, digital products. And then I'm looking for like how to, there we go. So how to create digital products has 380 searches. But if I do digital course, how to create a digital course has 100 searches, so not as good. So digital product is the winner there. So what about online course? How to create online searches, 750. How to make an online course. There's a lot more questions revolving around online course. So we are going to do online course. So I'll have a whole course about how to create an online course. That's always fun. Robert says ClickBank, Warrior Plus, other type of networks. Yes, I put ClickBank on there. I didn't put Warrior on there just because I'm not a personal fan of Warrior. I was on there like 15 years ago. I did not like it, so I got off of it because I didn't like the type of people that were on there. No offense. I just didn't have a good experience, so I'm not going to be talking about Warrior for him. Sue says, you don't have a course on how to figure out what to start or identify what you should be doing. That's a good idea. That could be a starting thing about I'm just gonna say finding your path, but I'll come up with something. I'm gonna bold that because I'm gonna come up with something that is literally like you just got an Alphapreneur and you don't know what the hell you want to do. I need to have a course for people to start where it's not just a welcome video, but it's like, if you don't know what to do, start with this course. And so yeah, I'll have that. But most people with all of these things that you see on here, every one of these are going to be courses. And I'm going to be driving traffic to pages of these. So people that are interested in like funnels, I'm going to have a whole course about building funnels. Sorry, Russell Brunson, but I'm going to make a better course than you if you're watching, buddy. And then if there's another one like email marketing, when I have a whole course about email marketing, I'm going to be able to drive traffic to people interested in email marketing. So most people moving forward in 2021 and beyond that are going to be coming into Alphapreneur, they're going to be coming into Alphapreneur because they saw a course that we have that they absolutely want to take. So I think oh my God, I don't know where to start, beginner syndrome is going to go away with this new formatting and new way and structure of getting people in. Links and tracking, that's a good one, Sharon. Do I not have that in there and grow? Tracking. I do not. So let me put it in TikTok. Sorry. Tracking. Twitter. YouTube. All right. Podcasting, that's a great one, Michelle. That would be on the start if you want to start like a podcast. And I've done a podcast and love doing them. Not doing them anymore just because it took a lot of time. And the thing I didn't like about a podcast is when you spend all the time to create like an episode, it's really hard for people to find it later, like your old episodes, whereas you create stuff and put it out on YouTube, people always find it every day. So that's why I kind of transitioned from podcasting to YouTube, but I can still, totally a whole course about that. Leanna, international trade. I do international trade compliance if you need help, if you need that with e-commerce. Thank you, Leanna. I'll actually reach out to you about that because I know nothing about international trade compliance. So if that's what you do, could definitely be a big benefit. Sid says YouTube live. So how about just live streaming? So I know Russ is on here or was on here wanting to do live streaming, and I'll create a course on live streaming as well. Not that I'm going to be competing with Russ, but probably a little bit, but I can bring actually Russ on and showcase him and feature him, and he can talk openly about live streaming on the live streaming course we do in Alphapreneur. Sharon says, was traffic included? All of this stuff, pretty much everything under grow and scale is going to be about getting traffic. Everything. Oh, I'm sorry. Eli says Warrior Plus is not the Warrior form, and the platform is much improved. I'll have to circle back and wait a minute. Warrior Plus. I'm really good friends with the founder of Warrior Plus, so I can reach out to him and talk to him about that, and I can even bring him on as like a guest when I'm doing that course, and he can and then we can talk about that. Course on legal aspects and licensing would be useful. I'll add that later because that gets a little deep into the weeds that I'm not familiar with. I just know how to get trademarks, but I don't know much about a lot of the other stuff. Product launches, I'm not a fan of, so I'm not going to teach it. I don't recommend product launches either, by the way, which we'll talk about on a whole nother Monday meeting. Britt says, very good. Margaret says, oh my God, I don't know where to start. I like that one. Yeah, it's that could be a good name of the course is, oh my God, start here. Finding your path would be like finding your niche. Yeah, it would be something like that. And Sid says mindset. The course about finding your path, whatever that might be, it'll be a lot of all these courses. I plan on having like 5 to 7 modules, but I'm going to teach them in one sitting on YouTube. In those 5 to 7 modules, the finding your path will have whatever that might be. It's not called finding your path. That's just what I came up with right now. Whatever it might be, there will be mindset training in there. So that's where mindset courses will be. Wow. So that was really helpful, everyone. Thank you all that have participated in coming up with ideas to add to here that I did not have, because I added probably about a dozen new topics for courses that I didn't even think about. So I appreciate it. And Luke says course on how to get your brand registered as a word. Thank you, Luke. For those of you who don't know, I am now, well, it's over behind the camera, but I am now the proud owner of the word Alphapreneur and the logo for Alphapreneur. And yeah, it was actually really easy. I could do a whole training about that as well. But you know what? That wraps up today's Monday meeting. So this went on a little longer than I was hoping, because I didn't know where this whole conversation was going to go. Because honestly, when I showed you the new gift that I had about the whole start, grow, and scale framework for Alphapreneur, I did not honestly know how you were going to respond to that. I was really nervous, and I thought a lot of you were going to say you just like the old version, don't change anything. And if you did, everything we just talked about for the last hour would have not have existed, because I would have just hit delete on the spreadsheet, because my idea would have been a bad idea. So I'm glad that you all participated, and that is why I appreciate all of you for being here. Because if it wasn't for all of you, I would not be as transparent as I am about what I do with my business and why I do it and how I do it. With all of your participation is what helps guide me to make sure what I'm building is going to be the best possible thing for all of you, and the best platform that you could ever have for starting a business, growing a business, and scaling a business, which is why I'm breaking it down to start, grow, and scale. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I want to thank you all again for being here for today's Monday meeting. Going into the holiday, there is not going to be the update. The new step I'm adding for the Brand Ambassador Training Program is going to come next week. And I have all the slides and everything laid out for it. I just haven't done it yet. And you know what? I might make, if I do Monday's meeting next week, which I'm going to find out. I'm going to talk to my wife and figure out if I'm even going to be around on Monday. If she's like, no, you're not going into work, then Monday meeting is not happening next week. But if it does, then I'll probably teach the next step in the Brand Ambassador Training Program on next week's Monday meeting. Because I honestly, when I did the last Monday meeting and I taught live, I really enjoyed it. And I think a lot of you did as well. So I'm going to try to save the trainings that I do moving forward to teaching them live, so we have a lot of fun together as we're on the training together. So again, now's the time to say Merry Christmas and best wishes and Happy New Year to everyone in the chat, because if I'm not here on Monday next week, then I won't see you until next year. So I should be here next week. I don't know. We'll find out, but I'll let you know and keep you updated through email and all that. So as I learn what's going on with my holiday schedule after I talk to my wife, so will all of you. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the participation and contributions you've made to what I should be creating content on, because that really makes my job really easy, because now I know what to talk about and what you all want to hear. And 2021 is going to be a hell of a ride, because I have a whole lot of stuff to teach you. And now I look at 2020 as like the year of figuring out what is needed, what the market wants, and what they enjoy. Now I know that, like, very confidently. So going into 21, I'm going to take what everyone loves, what everyone wants, what everyone enjoys, and I'm going all in, and I'm doing that for Alphapreneur for next year. So it's because of all of you. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So thank you so much for all of your participation. Thank you for all of the happy holidays and all the Merry Christmases. I really appreciate it. Go watch the replay again in Alphapreneur of this if you haven't yet already. It's going to be in there here shortly. So I will talk to you soon, and have a great rest of the week and be productive. Merry Christmas.